What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the Knifed Up Podcast. Very excited for a new segment today on the show. I'm having one of my first guests bring one of their friends, their buddies on the show. Very excited. Before we get to that, I want to do a quick shout out to the cap I'm wearing. ST3, Stronger Together, has never been more real than it is today. Remember, if we stick together, we can get through anything. All right? On that note, Frank, tell us what you're rocking. I see you're wearing a Calcio t-shirt. What is that?
Yes, sir. We're rocking my Calcio t-shirt, as you see right here. Shout out to my boys from IFTV, Serie Calcio podcast. Great guys, doing a great job. Really awesome. You guys should check it out.
Without further ado, Frank, introduce our next guest.
We got Chef Jonathan Agnello from Porchetta Montreal. Great chef, great guy. Went to cooking school with him. Over 10 years of experience in the industry. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. Let's do this.
All right, John. So I wanted to have Frank on this too, and he asked me to be part of it because I know you guys actually went to Pius Culinary School together. You guys graduated and you worked in some restaurants together as well. So I wanted to do this together, share stories together of your journey, you know, what led you to go to school, into food, and, you know, tell us a bit about, you know, I guess at a young age, like most of us, like what got you into, into food?
Well, look, you know, the typical story that everyone says, you know, when I was growing up, I was next to my grandmother and my mother. Well, that's complete bullshit. I never.
Of course, you have to be different. Anya has to be different. He's got to be the badass chef. Yeah, of course.
Come on. I was the guy arriving at my grandmother's and complaining why the hell it's not ready and I'm starving. I didn't stay next to her.
That sounds exactly what it is. That's exactly who you are. Yes.
So no, I didn't grow up next to my grandmother cooking. I just ate the food. That's it. What got me in, honestly, I'd moved home at a point, and neighbor was going to culinary school while I was in secondary 3, and after every class, he used to show me what he used to do. So from that, you know, the days I was home on Saturdays, my parents were working. At lunch, I'd cook something up that I'd see on David Rocco's Dolce Vita or some stupid recipe I take from the internet and whatever. Then eventually cooking for my parents, and they were saying it was good and this and that. So that's basically how it all started. Because then when it was time to choose a career path in Sec 5, I got accepted at Champlain College for sports marketing. And I got accepted at Pius. So it was a choice in between, and talking to people, like people were even telling me, I don't see you in a classroom, you know, and neither did I. I was not a bad student in school. I was never, I never caused any trouble, but I wasn't the still person. I couldn't sit down and just read notes and do homework, you know. So that's pretty much, yeah.
Your neighbor, are you referring to Chef Jerry?
No. Chef Jerry is the father of my best friend. My neighbor I'm referring to is Antonio Guarnieri, which is also a fantastic chef. I don't even know where he's working now, but we're still good friends. And so that's who.
Yeah, Chef Jerry. Shout out. I had him as a teacher at Pius in my last module in the service module.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, him and Chef Derek Kersey. What a blast,
Listen,
man.
Put this on don't edit this. You don't fuck with Chef Jerry. That's it. Don't edit that. Put this in the podcast.
I remember there were some students. I can't complain. I had a good group of guys. Like, we were all hardworking. You know, we whatever they said, we fucking did. Head down, and we're working. But a lot of students, you know, they're timid, they're shy, they were scared to even, you know, to do something. And Chef Jerry, at one point, he was snapping, swearing in Italian. And he would take the food out of the way and he would start cooking.
Yeah, he was intense. Our class, we didn't necessarily have him as a chef, as a teacher, but because Jonathan knew him very well, we would interact, and he would come see us in the kitchen and so on and so forth. And I mean, the other chefs knew him as well, because I think he was kind of like, at one point, wasn't he like the head or?
No, I don't think so. Just
kind of, didn't he like manage the other teachers as well? Okay, so maybe he had that experience, so everybody knew him. Yeah, everybody knew. But
you guys had Chef Mario, no?
We had Chef Mario. We had Chef Mario and Chef Doug. but that's what it is, right? You have different people, different characters, different managers, different bosses in life, different chefs, and that's what it is. You could be working at one restaurant, have a certain type of chef that you have this very easygoing relationship with, and then you have another place, another restaurant that the chef is more like go, boom, boom, boom. When it's time to work, it's time to work, and there's no like effing around. And so I think that's what we saw too,
And
so,
for you guys, for you, what was it? I think the skill or the quality that you learned most from culinary school.
Look, not culinary school was helpful for me because, like I said, I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about cooking. So the base I was able to grab through that for the people that are not already working in restaurants. So for me, it was the basics, because the moment we left school, the first job I got, it's as if I knew worse than before.
Yeah.
The moment
you were
we got
more
the
confused
kitchen,
than anything.
everything that we were ever taught, let's not say everything, but 90%, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, back in the day, I thought it was okay to go to culinary school. Like, looking back now, if I knew this is the path I wanted to take, I probably wouldn't have went. I probably would have went straight into a restaurant and got the experience like that. Because I mean, besides your diploma for the people that want to work in hospitals or whatever, which I don't know why a person would wake up and say, you know what, for the rest of my life, I'd love to work in a hospital.
Hey, you need a bit of everything in life.
For sure. But
if there's somebody who ain't doing that,
someone's got to do it.
Guaranteed. Yeah. I'm just saying, as a cook,
for you, your character,
as a passionate chef, as a passionate cook, I don't see a guy waking up and say, you know what, I'd love to go work at the Holiday Inn. You know what I mean? Like,
because it's not. Yeah, I understand.
But there's some people that want stability and say, you know what, I don't wanna have this. I want to know my schedule. I want to know my hours. I want to know everything. Perfect, no problem. It works for them. But I knew the way I was.
Yeah, it could even be that's like their full-time job, and then on the side they have something creative that they do on their own.
Not bashing them. I'm just saying, if I knew the way my character was, I probably wouldn't have went.
Yeah. And for you, John, I did a bit of research. I saw, was your first restaurant Bouillon Bilk that you worked at?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
That was a couple of years after. The first restaurant I worked at was it was a restaurant in Little Italy, actually, but it's closed now. A little restaurant. I knew somebody that knew someone and got me my first job there. It was an Italian chef from Italy.
Nice.
We were making the pastas all homemade, so I learned service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't learn, let's say, crazy techniques, because it was pretty much simple. I learned service, and that's what I needed to go to the next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when you worked at Bouillon Bilk, I know it was different than our traditional Italian. I think it was more French cuisine.
Well, it was contemporary. It
Okay.
wasn't French. It was some French techniques or whatever. But that was a crazy experience.
How was it?
That was nice. That was it's Michelin star style kitchen. You know what I mean? The kitchen was the size of maybe I don't know, 200 square feet, and we were like 12 inside.
Jeez.
Half of them were stagiaires, and it was so fucking hot in that kitchen. And like, you had 2 burners for yourself, like everything. That's what I'm saying. The people that need I don't know, 1,000 square feet, and they need a table for this, like we were pumping out dishes of Michelin star quality with this little thing, you know what I mean? And the chef was, still to this day, he's one of my most respected chefs. He's amazing. It was I think that was where that place tested me the most, physically, mentally. That was the one that if I got over that, then it was like, I'll be good.
Yeah, take me. I want to feel it though. Tell me a night that you thought you were gonna make it through that in a restaurant. So, like, what was happening?
Okay, so I get we passed the interview. I start on Garde Manger, obviously. A week in, the chef de partie of the meat and fish quits. Because that's how it was there. It was like some people just couldn't handle it, and like they fucked off,
Yeah.
So the chef tells me, listen, there's this position. I see the way you work. Go try it out. I think you'd be good. So my first service was fucking crazy. Like
Okay.
it was sick. Like I couldn't keep up. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't keep up, and it's a good sign when you go to a section of a restaurant and you can't keep up on the first night, because it means that it's a well-kept section. If you're able to like fly by through it, then it means like we're not cooking properly.
Yeah.
So I not that I didn't fuck up, but I really had a really hard time. And as the days progressed, I ended up seeing like 2 days later, I remember the chef was like, fuck, it was a flawless service. Like, you see, there was nothing to be, and it went there. So let's say a weekend after that, we do a crazy service. It was like maybe 11:45. The service went absolutely perfect. I sent out my last dish. So basically I was on the meat and fish. Anything had to do with meat and fish, I had to sear, cook, and then we would put on a pie tray or whatever, give it to the chef. The chef would plate everything. We would not play a thing, but we had to taste our stuff. And so I sent out, I'm never going to forget, it was a pintade dish. It was a guinea fowl. I sear the breast, the crispy skin. I take it, I cut it. I give it to the chef. Chef plates it, sends it out. So like, we're all happy. I'm cleaning up my section, and at the corner of my eye, the dish comes back.
Oh.
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, don't tell me that was the pintade. So I see the chef like mingling a bit with the waiter, and then as I'm cleaning, he comes to me, shows me the dish, and he throws it at me.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, what happened? And he goes, go look. So I take the pintade and I like turn it, because the breast was cut in two, right? So I turn it, and underneath the skin. Okay, so when we receive these whole guinea fowl that have to be butchered, each one is tagged. So imagine the toaster plastic, you know, for the toast bread that clips the with an arrow that sticks inside the breast. So when you receive them, you're going like boom, boom, boom. You're just yanking them out so that you can hurry up and start butchering them. I guess the fucking arrow snapped off and stayed under the skin.
Oh no!
So when I seared it, I there was no way of me even seeing it. You know what I mean?
Fuck!
Wow.
So this dish comes back, and I'm like,
who saw it? Who noticed it?
Client.
The client.
Oh,
it went past everyone. It's under the skin. There was no way of seeing it.
As soon as you cut it.
But in the end, I'm the one that butchered it, so it's my fault no matter what.
Yeah.
So he throws me the dish, and he's like, he's obviously fucking pissed, because the chef was the owner of the restaurant as well.
No kidding.
So he tells me very quietly, he's like, you have 10 minutes, clean up your section and get the fuck out. Because after service, once we cleaned, there was an hour of prep to do. If we had to start a stock or, you know, whatever. So he tells me, clean your fucking section and get the fuck out. All right. So I didn't even wipe my first table, and he starts blasting, get the fuck out. So he throws me out. I go downstairs, I start changing. 2 minutes after the sous chef comes, he threw sous chef out. We start going on a rampage, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I remember I even had to go out that night. I didn't go out. I just fucking packed my shit. I went home. I was so fucking
pissed. That's a lie. You went out and you came back at 6:30 in the morning.
I wish.
Was that it, John? That was it?
That was one of the, well, after that, nothing bad ever happened. Trust me, I took my time when I was young.
Okay, no, I thought he fired you. That was no.
Okay. He didn't fire me. So the next day, I actually my shift started at 4, and I went in at 12 instead of 4. And like, I cleaned up the kitchen, I did some prep, and then like, he came in around 2:30, saw me there, we spoke. He's like, you know, you got to understand, I have a standard to keep. Totally understandable. No one took that. I didn't take that personal. I was just more pissed at myself.
How fucking careful were you when you butchered those?
I swear to God, man. Because of that day, my shift started at 2. I used to come in at 12 every day, because I knew I was gonna take 30 minutes extra to yank those things out, to make sure I took my time. So I came in 2 hours before.
No kidding. Wow.
That's crazy, man. That's fucking nuts.
And that was just like one of I mean, other places.
But you see, though, a lot of people that get into the industry, if they don't have the right temperament, that event, it would have crushed them. Done.
Yeah, it's make it or break it.
That's why let's say 50% of those staff, they quit, because after that, it's like, oh, I'm not coming back. Fuck him. He spoke to me like this, spoke to me like that. It's like, There's nothing personal about
Nothing.
nothing. It was a guy from Napa Valley came to eat tonight from some winery that he owns, and I served in plastic. You know what I mean? You can't fucking.
Well done.
Well, always.
But yeah,
amazing.
there's different chefs and different characters out there, right? And I think that's what helps you grow and become the chef and the cook that you are. I didn't necessarily have those experiences like yourself, Anya. But if I step back and look at it, for example, when I was working at my dad's restaurant, my dad as a chef is more of an intense, fired up chef, and is not there's no filter, you know. And then when I was working at another restaurant for 8 years at Ladora, the chef was like a sweetheart, and he took his time with me, and we had different conversations, and it was just a different relationship we had. So again, just to say, like, you go through that, and that kind of builds who you are as a cook and your character. And like Anya did, he went back the next day because why? Because he was passionate about it, and he wanted to learn from this chef. He wanted to grow. He wanted to show that he could have done it. He could have done better and advance, right? So that's pretty cool.
I find you need, like, well, especially nowadays, now in 2020, God forbid you yell at someone, you're gonna have the cops after you. You know what I mean? So whatever. That I think we need the best of both worlds. I don't think.
Definitely.
Okay, let's forget that example. But I mean, I don't believe in a chef where you're gonna start insulting people or getting physical with them, or
right.
even throwing things at them, because I've got pans thrown at me back in the day. But
you still have a few marks.
You see that happen on the forehead right there. So you know what I mean? I don't believe in that, but I don't believe in, if you make a mistake, I'm not going to pat you on the back and say, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
No.
Especially an owner point of view, because that mistake costed me money. You know what I mean? So if every employee that makes a mistake, we can calculate the amount of money, okay, and deduct it off their pay, I can guarantee you there will be a lot less mistakes. It's because we don't do that. And obviously the laws don't permit us to do that. But I mean, you need the best of both worlds, or else ça marche pas.
Okay, so on that note, now you're a chef owner right now of Porchetta. As an owner, what do you find your biggest obstacle or struggle that you like? Is it scheduling? Is it
no?
Like you said,
it's the business aspect of it.
Yeah,
I was new to that. I wasn't new to the kitchen. You give me a prep list this big, I put my head down, I'll get it done. It's the business aspect of it. If it's the marketing, it's inventory. Well, mind you, inventory is due before, but I mean, it's inventory, computer, speaking with the accountants, getting your
everything else. It's everything else that comes with.
It's the phone calls. It's the internet that stops working, and your music doesn't play today. That's what it is. It's not. It's not. There's 4 cases of rapini to blanch. That'll take me 20 minutes. It's done.
Can I just say something? I just want to say that that it's fantastic what you've done, and all you've accomplished up to now, and the hard work and the passion and the dedication, especially for myself. We went to school, culinary school together, and you not one day you never missed a beat. You were always there 100%.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, and even the days that I turned to you and said, Anya, there's 2 months left, but I don't think I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. And you're like, but what do you mean? We came this far, and I'm like, oh, we'll finish it, but I don't know if I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. But you always had that passion, the hard work, and your character and your skills and your quality allowed you to become the chef that you are today. So, my
thanks, man.
I think Frank's looking for a job. What are you trying to?
I offered him a job. I offered him a job once. He didn't. You didn't take it.
What the fuck, man?
It's true.
A long time ago, I offered him a job.
Yeah, you're right.
But, all right, let's switch gears. I want to ask you. I noticed on your page, Frank mentioned this too. So obviously cook, chef, but you also do MMA, I think, right? You do training.
I've been training MMA for a little while.
What got you into that?
He
What got
fought
me
with
into-
one of his chefs.
It's Doug. It was
Since that
Doug.
fucking plastic, that's it.
No, a little incident happened one night. I was never the aggressive guy. Like very patient. I'm not. When I go out, I don't look for arguments. I try to avoid them at all costs. One night, something happened. I'm not gonna get too much into detail because I mean it's irrelevant now. But me and a buddy of mine, we got jumped going to our cars after a night out. Okay, by 7 people. So no one got severely injured there, but I mean the moment before it happened, I got this bad feeling. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It was such a panic, a scared feeling because I didn't know.
You felt vulnerable, like you felt like you couldn't.
I was never put in a situation like that. I didn't know what a punch to the face felt like. I didn't know these things, so I didn't know what was gonna happen. Did they have guns? Did they have knives? Were they after somebody? I didn't know. And it was dark. It was 4 a.m. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? So it was that feeling where you say, okay, now if it were to happen, I won't be able to fight 7 people. But I mean, I'll be aware of the situation. I'll know
your mindset will be different.
I'll know how to take it. I'll know how to give it. I'll know when to run. You know, I know these things now. You know, I'm not a professional, but luckily these I think it's 8 or 9 years I've been practicing.
Wow, already that's amazing.
Crazy.
I have a good. I think I'm at the best school in the country, in my opinion.
Sure, but
yeah, it's the best school in my opinion. The guys are. You go there, there's no mercy. If you wake up and you're sore, they don't care. And you know what? That helped me out. That helped me out as well in the kitchen. It's you go there, it's discipline, and we don't care. The job has to get done. You have 5 minutes of work, and when there's the break, that's when you take your break, and we don't care. And you're sore tomorrow, well, you're coming back and you're doing more, and it doesn't stop. It's such an intense workout. It's
that's what I wanted to ask. That's what I wanted to ask you, John. The training, the UFC, the fighting, is that something that helped you disconnect? Was it something that helped you grow stronger as character? Like you said, discipline. Like, you know, like what's the reason that you continued doing it for so long? You know,
the first goal was that scare. So that was my first goal, and say I wanna learn how to defend myself properly. But as I think it took 6 months, and I was like, I love it. And on top of it, I'm at the gym between 7 and 8 in the morning, no matter what time I finish work. And back in the day, it was 12:31. I'm at the gym at 7. It's in Laval. I live in RDP. So go imagine how big my days are. So I could have easily quit and say, you know what, I can't train at that time. I'm exhausted. The fact that I did that made me go through my day. I had the energy to go through my day. Or else I probably won't. Well, not that I wouldn't. It would have been a lot harder. Yeah. I was able. It gave me everything. It gave me so much energy, so much confidence, so much. I felt good, you know, and that's why I keep doing it. So sometimes I get injured. It's normal, but
yeah. So you strongly suggest to other chefs, other cooks out there, no matter, you know, the schedule, it might be very hard, especially in the restaurant business.
There's
but to
no
do something,
excuse.
To do something like you're doing, training, just letting that steam out, or getting the blood flowing, and you know, the day will be. I'm not saying better, but you'll feel prepared.
Your nerves will be down.
Yeah.
Especially now with my own business, that helped me a lot. I was able to, my heart rate went a lot lower than what it would have been without training over here. So it did help me a lot.
Amazing. Cool. Good. I was telling Steve a bit about that trip that we took in culinary school. That Chef Mario kind of organized when we went up north for 3 days, 2-3 days.
Yeah.
That we went in, like, visit different places, the butcher, the cheese factory, Where else did we go? I find it was a pretty cool culinary experience. A little trip that we.
But we ended off with the beer, with the brasserie, or the
Yeah.
What was it? A beer place.
It was a brewery.
They make
Yeah,
their own
a
beer.
brewery. Yeah.
A brewery. That's it. It wasn't a brasserie. It was a brewery.
Yeah, a
exactly.
brewery. Yeah.
I think that's what made us forget about the rest.
Yeah. No, that was cool. It was good. It was good. So, why Porchetta?
Yeah, why? Why
How did,
Porchetta?
No,
How did
it's
that
the same
start,
thing.
man?
Well, I was working with someone at another restaurant when he got a call from my partners today, saying that they wanted to open up a restaurant and they wanted him to be the chef, which is now Fiorellino.
Correct.
So in that time, he told me about this project and he said, you want to jump on board? Do you want to come as my sous chef? And I said, yeah, no problem. I like it was our time to showcase our menu, our skills, everything. So I said yes. That project stalled for a year. Okay. So in the meantime, our partners bought a building in Little Italy and said they wanted to open up a porchetta place.
Okay.
And my partner at the time asked me, said, look, would you be interested opening up a porchetta place? I was like, yeah, why not? I was like, there is none. I've traveled to Italy many times, especially in Rome. So like, I know what a good porchetta sandwich is. And that's it. That's how it came about. It was a it was a 2-minute conversation. It was like,
Cool.
It made sense and let's go,
And
that's it.
And I was telling Steve also that porchetta is really really strong in Rome, and I think it originated in the town of Aricia in Rome, or it's very, very
Aricia. Well, it's very
Aricia.
famous in Aricia, yeah.
When you went to Italy yourself, you had a trip to Italy, if I'm not mistaken.
I had a couple of trips.
Yeah, but one of them was it like right before you started Porchetta, and you kind of got some
influence?
No. It was maybe 2 years, a year and a half or 2 years before that.
Okay.
I went, yeah.
Cool.
But that's why it was like when they asked me, I was like, I was, I went through all the little places. I've seen them. I ate at them.
That's it. So you felt like you had a bit of influence already. Yeah,
that was a perfect fit.
Yeah, for sure. We was starting thinking of ideas. I'm like, shit, it would be nice to do something like that because there is none. And then in Little Italy, I mean, it's a perfect setting, and that's it. I guess that's how it came about. And ever since then, we've been here.
Yeah,
we've opened a couple of locations. We closed them too.
But that's
in
business.
the end, that's business side. We're not gonna get into that. We're gonna stay another 3 hours talking about this podcast.
That's the next episode.
But Little Italy is the gold mine. It's the one that always made sense. It was the one that always worked. I love the vibe of Little Italy. I love the people. It's just it makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's why it was also very, very, very a very 360 from what I was doing before to now.
True.
Making sandwiches, and
but
I love it because
that's life,
business.
Right? And
for sure. You make the best out of it because, like I said, you make the best out of it because number one, it's my business. So I come in, I'm passionate about it. It's my business. Number two, it's not just a sandwich. We don't buy things and open a piece of bread and put it inside and sell it to you. We make everything.
That's right.
From start to finish.
Okay. Now I'm getting excited.
Scratch.
And tell me. I want you to tell me from your supplier of La Porchetta. Tell me the process. Break it down. Don't give me your secrets, but just tell me the love that goes into that.
Yeah.
Well, the meat comes in. The first thing we do that a lot of people don't do is we brine our meat. We brine all the meat. Why? Because again, thinking long term, if I have to put George, Michael, and Jacob to salt the pork, it's all going to be different. So we standardize a recipe. The pork is always seasoned this way, and that's it. we butcher it, season, we'll tie it, stuff it, tie it, and then it cooks for about 10 to 11 hours.
Wow.
What kind of oven?
We have rationale.
Convection?
Yeah, it's a convection.
Okay.
It's a bit of, it does everything. It does
Okay.
it does literally everything. The rationales for me is one of the best ovens that
An
exists.
average week. What do you guys go? How many porchettas do you guys go through? How many? Pork
It
bellies?
depends. In our heyday, let's say last summer, per week we'd go anywhere around 30 pigs.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
On a regular week, and then let's say you got the festival, like let's say
Yeah.
Grand Prix just passed. If it was Grand Prix, you're looking at 250 in 3 days.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 250 in 3 days. You're talking like when you're finished tying those and for let's say the whole week tying them, like all your hands are all broken. They're all broken.
You feel worse
Ridiculous.
than when you go train in the morning.
Oh yeah, it's worse than that. I'm gonna get punched in the face.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And the bread, and that bread that you have, it's almost like
The bread we buy, it's one of the only things that we get. Why? Because again, this is what they do. This is what a bakery does.
They
You know
specialize.
what I mean?
That's
You want to
especially, yeah.
compete against. You can't compete against a bakery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and this bakery here does phenomenal bread. I'm happy I came across it, and we've been using that bread.
Amazing.
But other
remember-
than that,
Yeah.
we make everything.
I remember when I started at Pius, our first month we had to do a project. Okay, we had to do an oral on a restaurant, on a chef, interview a chef. So myself and my buddy Louis thought of Porchetta Agnello right away.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's right.
We came to interview you. You know,
Yeah.
we asked your passion, why restaurant, what was your concept, and all that. And then we had the idea. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna bring everybody in my class as we do the oral. They're all gonna taste Porchetta.
That's amazing.
We fucking killed that oral. Forget about
Yeah,
it.
no kidding.
But everybody had a nice fucking slider, or I think we cut it in half. Everyone tasted it. They were freaking out. They never had that in their life. You know, we had
Good.
the Quebecois, we had the Filipinos, we had the Portuguese. The people that never had it before, mind blown. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Anya.
Yeah.
Very busy. You're an extremely busy guy, nonstop. But that night that you go out for a nice dinner or grab a bite, a different type of cuisine. What is it? What do you prefer? What do you enjoy?
You know, when I go out to eat, what I look for is something that's that I've never tasted before. If I'm gonna go out for a plate of pasta with tomato, it's no.
No.
If I have to choose a
You want
restaurant,
something different, yeah.
I want something different. No matter what cuisine, I'm up for anything. It's just, and at the same time, it gives me ideas
Right.
on what I ate, flavors. I like to try them all. You know, from the most expensive to the cheapest. It's as a cook, as a chef, you should go around, do your homework. You know, always
Right.
go around, see what's new, see what people are doing. You gotta keep up with the times. You know, there's some chefs that just like they never evolve, and what they used to do 10 years ago doesn't work now, and it's like,
Right.
oh yeah, you were good.
Yeah.
Now you gotta evolve, or else you're no good. You know,
Yeah.
that's how it works. So
True.
while we're
True.
here, actually, I'm gonna announce this on this podcast for you guys. I think this is gonna be the first time I say it, but I'm opening up another restaurant.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
Nice.
I'm opening up another restaurant. It's not Porchetta. It's completely different. It's gonna be a sit-down, 70-seater, open kitchen concept.
Nice.
So you can see the cooks work. Italian food in the old port.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's all I have as detail. But hopefully soon, if this COVID shit can stop, we can get the construction going, and it's gonna be really, really
Amazing.
sick. So you see,
Congrats, buddy.
I gotta get back into the game because
Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Next time we do this, all three of us
At the
will be there at that place.
yes.
yeah. I don't
Can you
know if I'll
say
have
the
time,
name or not yet? Then yeah. Can you say the
but-
name?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Awesome, man.
Amazing.
amazing.
So, yeah, I'm
Fantastic.
excited, and that's
Beautiful,
it. So
man.
for now, I'll be at Porchetta all the time.
Yeah. And,
How you guys been during COVID?
We're
Delivery,
opening
takeout.
tomorrow. Actually, I'm opening tomorrow. I've been
Beautiful.
closed. Decided
What
to
do
take
you?
a welcome
You guys have the glass?
certification.
You have the fiberglass
No,
everywhere.
no, I don't have a glass. We're gonna do our stickers on the floor. Keep the 2 meter distance. We'll comply with all the rules that they gave us. We'll be wearing masks, gloves. There's gonna be sanitizer for everyone. It's takeout only.
Cool.
We're gonna do everything possible so that everything is safe here.
Good,
You know?
good stuff.
Awesome. And John, do
Nice.
you guys offer also catering? Let's say somebody has a party, they have a barbecue,
Yeah,
they
of
want to have
course,
porchetta.
of course. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That we
Okay,
do
awesome.
as well.
So I have a story for you, Steve.
Yeah, go.
So I went to Italy a few years
I can
ago,
imagine.
and I asked Agnello, I'm like, listen, you've been to Rome several times, actually. You know, you spent a good amount of time there. You know, give me some places to go. I'm going with my wife, my brothers. We want to visit it properly. It's my third time going, but you know, I didn't really enjoy it the first 2 times. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you a bunch of places. He goes, but you gotta go to this one restaurant. Agnello, what was it? L'Osteria? The one that you sent me to say. So he's like, say that.
Could it be Lagana?
Was it Lagana? Anyways,
Yeah.
he's like, tell them when you walk in, tell them the boys from Montreal sent you, Nick from Inferno, Agnello, so on and so forth. I'm like, okay. So we walk into this restaurant, and the first thing I say is like, we're from Canada, we're from di Montreal, c'ho amici di Montreal, Nick from Inferno, Jonathan Agnello, mi manda qui. And they're like, no, quelli figli di beep. I'm like, what the? He's like, sit down over here. You guys are not leaving from here. Sit down. So he starts bringing out salami fresca, mortadella tagliata, like thin, like it melted like butter, you know, with the pistachio inside. Fish, pasta. Anyways, he treated us like kings. And my brothers were looking at me, but what the hell happened? I'm like, I don't know. I just said the boys from Montreal said that.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck? What did you guys do?
We got us bottles.
It was a mess of a night, that one. Well, because you know how it is in Italy, it's cheap, right? And I think it was because I went for the wine show in Italy, in Venice. I went with Nick, a couple of other guys from the restaurants here, and they went one way, and me and Nick, I was like, since I had friends in Rome, I don't want to go to Milan. Let's do our last 4 or 5 days in Rome, so like that I could get to see my friends. We'll go out to eat or whatever. And so that night, the last night, I remember I invited 6 or 7 of my friends, and he invited 4 or 5 of his friends, and we went to eat there since Nick knew these guys. So we went, and I mean, we didn't even start the meal. I think we were 13 or 14 bottles of Prosecco in.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But that's the vibe I got when I walked in. That's the vibe I got, because he looked at me and goes, you son of a bitch. You tell those guys, okay, if I catch them, I'm gonna So me and my brothers are looking at me. I'm like, they're like, okay, Frank, maybe we should go. I'm like, no, I think this is a good thing.
Yeah. So that's it. And then it was like he brought us everything off the menu. Yeah. We must have had another 14, 15 bottles of wine.
But I love that. I love that style.
The bottle of Amaro, the limoncello, the grappa at the end, and all the desserts possible. Nick, I think at a point was on the table. You know what I mean? It was just n'importe quoi, you know?
Yeah.
And we spent a good amount. If we would have done that here, we had a mortgage at home. But there it was very
it's insane how cheap it is, man.
You know,
and how good the fucking food is. Everything's fresh. Everything has flavor.
Guys, I'm telling you, I was freaking out over mortadella. Like it was something to die
for. A lot. It's very different.
Just a fucking tomato. Take a bite out of tomato. You fucking go crazy.
And then I went to this pizza shop. Pizza Taglio, and I think Agnello, you sent me there too. Now the names all blank.
Bonci, Roscioli.
Yeah, no, Roscioli. I think it was that one there. That there's a nice little bike outside. Anyways, guys.
Yeah.
The pizzas, the slices. You know, it was a taglio.
Taglio, yeah.
and like the mortadella with shaved pistachio on top with burrata. Anyways, it was fantastic. It was fantastic, and I really enjoyed Rome differently. This time when I went, I fell in love with it. It was amazing compared to the first the other two times that I went.
Rome's the best city in the world.
I did it differently. Trastevere, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We went and eat some pasta there. It was insane. It was insane. The carbonata and sage and butter.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Simple, man. Everything is simple. Everything is sourced from Italy, man. You look back at the label, made in Italy, made in Italy. Everything's there. Everything's
yeah, but you know, it's just everything. Everything's different.
It's just the lifestyle. The people.
Yeah, just everything. It's everything.
Would you ever live there? Like, I don't know, retirement. You see yourself living in?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I think you're asking the wrong guys, Steve.
100%.
Where would you go, Anya? In Rome, specifically?
I love Rome. Rome for me is I don't know. It gave me the moment, the first time I ever went to Rome. That feeling, I never got anywhere else.
It's true.
Never anywhere. Even in our town in Sicily, the first time I seen, I didn't go wow. Like I did Rome once.
But Anya, you worked there, no? If I'm not mistaken, didn't you
do like
stage?
A stage? I did a stage there. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought they were gonna pay me, but they didn't.
In Rome, in work.
No, they
Rome.
said you have to go back in a few years to collect it. Ritorni fra 2 anni. So.
There, instead of getting paid monthly, it's yearly. So I have to go back to collect my pay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It was.
Was it authentic Romana cuisine? Was it?
No. I actually went at a bakery at first. I wanted to learn how to make bread.
Oh fuck,
that's cool.
So like that was. I don't like it that much, but I'm happy I learned. I just waking up at 2 a.m. You can never get used to that.
It's a tough trait.
You can never get used to that. Never.
No.
Yeah.
You waking up and it's dark. You can wake up at 4 a.m. If there's sun out, you're fine after 10 minutes. 2 a.m. It's just I don't know. I wasn't. It wasn't just that. It was just overall. It wasn't an exciting. It's the same thing over and over again, right? So you gotta make 400 pagnotte
in the box,
300 schiacciate.
A lot of respect to those guys. A lot of respect to the boulangerie, the pastries,
They live when the people are sleeping. You know?
Yeah.
That was whatever. I didn't like it, but I learned. But then again, even if you stay in Italy and you work there, just to say, okay, whatever they do there, you can't replicate it 100% because you don't have their products. So you got to learn their way, their techniques,
and then adapt
more than the recipe.
And then adapt. Yeah,
exactly. It's like the porchetta. You're not gonna find porchetta like this in Italy.
No.
It's totally different. But if I do it like this here, people don't eat this way, so people won't like it. You know.
Agree.
So
100%.
You gotta do it. I gotta mix it up. Do you put mayo in porchetta? No. You're not gonna find that in Italy.
No.
But it works. It works here, and it's good actually. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. It's true.
That's true. Well said.
True.
So to adapt is a strong quality for a cook and a chef, right?
For sure.
Like you were saying before, you have cooks. You have cooks that don't want to adapt. I think it's more like of a personal thing, right? They have that principle. I'm not changing. This is what I do.
But you can't be that way. You can't be that way. It's not a question of who's right or wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong. You can't be that way. It is what it is. There's no debate
right or wrong, but it's wrong.
It's wrong. You can't debate that. Okay?
I love this guy.
It is what it is.
I don't know.
You know?
Oh yeah, I want to ask you. So I know you've done obviously like chef at home, right? Caterings. I saw you've done some collaborations with Elvio Galasso, right?
Yeah. Well, I when I do it with Elvio, I'm actually doing it for Elvio. Like I'm working for him. He's the one that gets the contract and he calls for help when he needs. You know?
So tell me about him. Like how is working with Elvio for Elvio like as a chef? How does he work? Like this is his page. His food looks incredible.
I'm sure Elvio has a lot of stuff up his sleeve that we don't know about. But when we do these caterings, he's obviously tending to what the clients want. It's not that he's coming there and, let's look in the pantry and make something. They have a contract. The client wants what he wants, and we just do that. But I mean, Elvio is a man of experience. I'm sure he has a lot up his sleeve, and I like working with Elvio. To be honest, we have laughs, man. We don't stop laughing. We have a very, very good time. When it's time to be serious, he's serious, and we get the job done. But then again, when he calls upon, let's say, on us, let's say me or whoever he calls, he's calling people that he knows are serious. We're not there to screw around. We're there to make sure we put his name, and we make sure his name is done properly.
Keep his standard.
No one has any complaints, and for sure. No matter what, no matter if the rest of whatever he's doing is good or not, it's always good. It's not bad. But like we were saying, every chef has their own way of doing things, and I mean, you go there and he's the boss. He wants it done like this, you do like this. There's no discussion.
What's his page, Steve? What's for the followers who probably don't follow him?
I'm gonna tag him in the podcast, but it's Elvio Galasso. I think it's Elvio GC. I have to check, but I'm gonna put it in the comments. Honestly, cool. Great work. I get a lot of inspiration from what he does, man. Just looking at his food, his technique. He's a teacher. He's a chef instructor at ETHQ.
Nice.
That's good stuff, man.
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
If there's one, you had to choose just one meat to have for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, when you say one meat, what do you mean?
One specific.
One animal, or one specific cut?
Be specific, Frank.
Let's say one specific cut.
Of any animal. Go first, John.
I don't know, man.
Okay, let's be more broad. A specific type of meat. So beef, chicken, whatever.
Pork. 100%. The pig. Pig forever.
We're not recording. We're not recording. You could say something else. We're not recording.
No, I'm serious. No, pig for sure, 100%. You can use everything off a pig, so that would be my meat, my go-to for sure. I love beef, but I mean, pig is pig.
Yeah, pig is pig.
Yeah,
pig is pig, man.
For me, it's been a while. I was gonna say pig because, like you said, it's so versatile, but I gotta go with I don't know, venison, man. I love venison. Deer.
Forever.
Yeah. You know what it could be? I haven't hunted in the last like 6-7 years. I missed it that much, maybe.
Okay, venison. Okay.
I prefer moose. I prefer moose.
With no circulator and no sous vide. You still pick venison.
Huh? Yeah, if I can still marinate it for 2 months and no, but seriously, for me, I don't want to say the same thing because pork, like you said, I'm thinking of a home style bacon. You make your own bacon. You make your own sausage. You make your own whatever you want to make your own sobuco. Like you said, any part of the fucking animal you could use, process whatever you want.
Yeah, I think pork.
And you, Frank, what's yours, Frank?
I think
I know we're gonna lose a lot of followers because of that answer.
Frank, say tofu.
I would have to say sunflower. Sunflower is a nice toasted sunflower. No,
it's tough.
It's tough. It's a hard question. I don't even know why I asked it.
Listen, chicken is not bad either. Chicken. What I love to do, one of my favorite things is just I can fucking debone 20 chickens. I love deboning chicken. You have the stock. You have the chicken stock from the carcass. You have the thighs. You want to do I don't know. It's true. At Porchetta, you guys do it too. Anya, the fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah, fried chicken sandwich. Those are
you guys use the thigh?
Thighs. Deboned chicken thighs. Yeah.
Oh fuck. What do you guys top it with?
The actual sandwich.
Yeah.
Is just our homemade mayonnaise. It's very, very simple, but it's the batter that's a bit more. Again, complex. Debone the chicken thighs, brine them, soak them in buttermilk, and then create this batter of a mix of flour, spices. that.
Yeah.
You guys do a double, triple dredge?
Double.
Double. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's you, John. What's your favorite tool in the kitchen?
Right now, I would have to say my favorite tool would have to be a circulator. Like I find, you see this another thing when we were saying about evolving, you know, it has evolved the cooking in the kitchen, and a lot of stuff is done sous vide or could be done sous vide, and there's so many things you can do and reach a perfect product using a thermal circulator, you know. So it's fun.
What's a thermal circulator?
Basically, it's a machine. It's a machine that you submerge in water, not fully, but the part that has to be submerged in water, and you set the temperature of this water at whatever temperature you need, so that whatever you have, it's sous vide cooking, right? So it's vacuum sealed cooking. Whatever you have. So let's say you want to cook filet mignon on medium rare. Well, you're gonna set the temperature to medium rare and submerge the meat in the sous vide bag, and it cooks like that. I mean, like we at Porchetta, we make homemade mortadella.
Wow.
It requires that, you know. You need a thermal circulator, or you gotta buy one of these $30,000 ovens that has a steam option, or else, you know what I mean.
Okay. Interesting.
It's things that you can do. You can do a lot more high tech stuff. Let's say.
Yeah, people, and it's not that crazy. Like, you can get a good one for like $120. You pick one up on Amazon.
Yeah, well, that one is probably like it'll last you a month. You know.
Yeah, no, for someone that uses it every day, for sure.
At home, yeah, exactly.
For at home
cooking is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do everything, not just meat. You can do your vegetables like that. You get perfect, perfectly cooked veggies.
Yeah.
Eggs, forget it. Eggs are top. You want to get them perfectly poached, medium poached, or you want to get soft poached, whatever you want to get. But when people consider that, then people consider that as cheating, like as an easy way out.
I know, that's not cheating. Cheating is putting cream in a carbonara. That's cheating.
Yes.
Not using technique. That's technique. That's not cheating.
And I think 99% of Michelin star restaurants use sous vide. So
of course.
Yeah.
Why? Just to say, you hire a stagiaire and he's like, or let's take the example of bouillon bilk. Okay, I'm on the meats and fish section for the first time. Okay, it's me. I've been in the kitchen before, but let's say it was my first job. You think that guy is gonna count on me to cook a medium rare steak on the pan by basting it? Yes, it's an old technique and everyone should learn how to do it. But today's day and age, the salaries have gone way high and we can't afford to fuck up. So why am I going to go pay a guy $22 an hour on the grill when I could cook them perfectly and then just mark them and get a guy at $14 an hour?
It's true.
You understand? This is how it works
inside
now.
business, man. Inside business with Jonathan Agnello.
But it's so true, man.
The rationale, like I was talking to you about this oven, it's all digital. You create your own programs. You have probes inside. So all you have to do is you have to pay a guy that at the end of the night, he pushes a button. That's it.
And he's still gonna fuck up.
And he still has fucked up. It's happened. But less than if you would have to actually cook it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
have you had to use the line, pack your shit, get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Actually,
more than a couple of times. There was one time I'm never gonna forget. A guy walks in, first day on the job. He's wearing sandals and a wife beater. Okay.
Nice.
That's how he walked in, and he goes, "What do you need me to do?"
I need you to get the fuck out of here.
That's exactly what I said. I need you to leave.
I need you to leave, man.
I need you to leave.
But did you say why or no?
Why? If he didn't know why, I couldn't help him. I couldn't help him if he didn't know why.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
That's another hard thing. You
know what? You should have put him. And you should have put him on the fryer. The canutillo.
I'm telling you, I've seen a lot. And I'm sure I've only seen a quarter of what other people have seen.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I think I've
definitely.
seen a lot.
Well, now you've been
It's
over
a
what?
lot.
Over 10 years now, no? In the industry. Yeah.
Well, since what? 18? I'm 29. Yeah.
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've seen people get stabbed.
What?
Yeah, I've seen. Like I said,
I
I've
remember
seen,
that. I remember that.
I saw someone get stabbed in front of my eyes because some guy went to go help him and he got offended because he thought that he couldn't handle the section. This is the kitchen, man. People look at these shows and they're like, "Oh, I want to be a chef." Yeah, go.
Go learn how to fight and then
No.
go in the kitchen.
First, you need Krav Maga in case somebody comes to stab you. Then you need MMA in case the pan gets thrown at you.
Hey, Anya, let's talk about real quick about that relationship with the dish pit, with the dishwasher.
Oh, the dishwashers are
Isn't
my
it-
favorite.
Isn't it something else? Isn't it? It's unexplainable.
The
The
dishwashers
relationship
are the
you get.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, again, I've seen some pretty rotten apples,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
for most of the time, if it starts with us, it starts with the guys cooking. If
Right.
you treat them like garbage, they're gonna be miserable.
Definitely.
So when they're not in yet, and you just pile up the dish pit into a mountain, and they can't even open the door,
Yeah.
they have every right to be pissed off and not
That's
do
right.
their job properly. But
Correct.
if you respect them, because it's a job nobody wants to do, and that's why here at Porchetta we don't even have a dishwasher. Whoever comes to work here washes their own dishes.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
Wow.
You understand? Obviously, it's also a smaller place, and
Right.
we could afford to do
Right.
that.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
But still, I find it's important. It's like that's why I respect Pius as a school. There's no dishwashers like some other schools. There's no
Yeah.
dishwashers.
It's true. You're right.
Really?
You're right.
You
yeah.
burn a pan, you're scrubbing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's going to teach you to not burn the pan. It's going to teach you not to pile up. It's going to teach you
Yeah.
when you're finished. It
Clean
takes
as
2
you
minutes
go.
to open
Clean
the
as you go.
door, put in the dishwasher,
Yeah.
and close the door. That's
Yeah.
that's what it is.
So-
But yeah,
so
here we don't have a dishwasher.
Yeah, my experience. I mean, at my dad's, at our family restaurant, I was doing a lot of the dishwashing, so I got it firsthand. And then when I jumped on to the next restaurant that I want to work at, I started as a dishwasher too, and I worked my way up. So after when I started working as a cook and also as a head cook, calling out the orders and plating and all that stuff, that relationship that I had with my dishwasher, we were like best friends, because when I was in the jam, I asked him for help, and when he was in the jam, I helped him. I needed something downstairs, he went and get it. Even if he was in the rush, he went and get it downstairs for me, because I was stuck and I was plating. So this relationship that we had was fantastic, and it just made the night, the service go
That much better,
smooth, that much better. Exactly. It was amazing. So we need help on the entrees, even if it's just like plating a few things real quick. He's not going to turn around and say, F you, I'm dishwasher, I don't touch that stuff. No, he's going to come give you a hand, because same thing, like at the end of the night, if it was a crazy night, the cooks, we jumped in, we helped them, push aside, go take care of that. We'll do this. Did
you guys ever have an experience where the guy working dish pit just fucked off halfway through
yeah.
service?
Oof.
Yeah.
How many times that happened?
For me, it was more because he got sick or he was like injured or something, so we stepped in.
Okay.
But to say like F off, I'm not doing this, no, it didn't happen to me.
And like, how much more, when that happened, how much more did you guys get fucked in the kitchen? Like, how much more was everything delayed?
Well, we didn't get fucked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It was the front that got fucked a bit, because the plates and the glasses need to get out.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got fucked because we're not finishing at midnight, not
Yeah.
finishing at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we got to clean up everything. So it sucks when that happens,
That's
But
just
then
to say the
again-
importance.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely need to respect these guys. 'cause
Massive
they're the best.
respect. Yeah,
They're the best.
definitely.
Yeah.
Same thing like we were talking about. Some are made for it, some are not made for it.
Yeah.
In cooking school, in culinary school, there was even people that graduated with us, but it just wasn't for them,
Wasn't
and
for them.
they didn't continue.
First of all,
In-
everyone graduated, which is pure bullshit.
Yeah,
that's another thing that system has to change. The girl screwed up. I'm never gonna forget. I forgot her name, but she fucked up the chicken dish 10 times. The 11th time she gets it, oh, perfect, you passed. What the fuck is that?
And yeah, you were hard on the chefs too, man.
Oh, fuck, man, it's
Because
ridiculous.
that's not the real world. You're the first time, the second time you're gone. Ciao, see you.
Yeah.
Right? The paint out story. I couldn't
Yeah.
even clean up my section to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree
the
with
system is all backwards, man. Unfortunately, it sucks. I know they're trying to be the I don't know, like, oh, everyone has to pass. Everyone.
PC.
It's not. It doesn't work that way because no one in this business is gonna give you a pat on the back. It doesn't work that way. Same thing with the service. You know, you have 30 customers and 60 cooks. You know, like today, all I have to do is saute asparagus. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You know, and they should change that, because then what happens is let's say, okay, 50% of the class in general never go into the trade, right? Then 50% try it out and quit after X amount of time. But why do they quit? Because they never got the feel of it at school. They get into the kitchen, we're 3 people. How many reserves do we have? Well, we have 85. And the guy looks, he was thinking, we're 3.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
But you weren't prepared for that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's,
it gives you false reality.
They should change that. They should really change that. And if you fail, it's like high school. You don't get your credits. Well, you have to skip. You got to come back in Sec 3 this year if you didn't pass.
Anya, question for you. Would you ever think of in the future, once you're done all your projects and your
I know what you asked me, and my answer is no.
Teach.
Come on.
No.
Would you teach at a culinary school, or maybe teach something on your own, something private?
Anya Academy.
No, you know what? No, because I'm not a.
You're not a teacher.
I'm not a good teacher. Like,
and you know what?
have.
I respect that you admit that you can. I respect that.
But wait, I don't know if that's true. And why aren't you a good teacher? What makes you say that?
As an example, if I hire
maybe not now, and maybe you say that now.
No,
but maybe
I just do. I don't know if it's a patience thing, but even if when I hire people, I have a very hard time of staying by them. Maybe because I have 40 million things to do, but I have a hard time of,
transforming.
Put this in the RoboCoupe and start it. Okay, like let's say blend the peppers as an example, and the guy's pushing the button and it's not going. Oh, but it's not going. But it was never plugged in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have patience for that. You know what I mean? Because I was never like that, so I can't tend to that.
You never forgot to plug in the RoboCoupe, yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know. I don't see myself.
Or you know what you could do? You could have you could have a system where kids apply and they go through like almost like a vetting process where you get the best of the best, trying to get into your academy.
Yeah, only the best of the best.
I don't see myself teaching. I don't see myself teaching, to be honest.
We'll look back in 10 years.
The problem there, that's like you said, the fucking RoboCoupe. Okay, it's a good example because a lot of people or kids today growing up, they all want the fucking answers for them. Everything. Why isn't this working? Why don't you open your fucking eyes and look why it's not working?
Yeah.
Figure it out. Figure out the answer. Our grandparents, our parents. You think they had a fucking book, a YouTube video? No, nothing.
And you can't tell them anything. You know what I mean? Oh, there was one that quickly. I'm gonna tell you this fast story.
Yeah.
A dishwasher. That's one of the guys that I didn't like. He had to clean up a section, so he takes my my Thermomix. Okay, I had a Thermomix.
C'est cher, ça.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very, very expensive. And he had to clean this table. So what does he do? He puts all the appliances on the stove because the stove is off, right? And next thing you know, the fire alarm's on. Why? Because there's a pilot light. The pilot catches the plastic and burns everything. Now, what do you do in that situation?
Well, what I would do, I would open the oven door and just see if I could fit him exactly inside that expensive oven.
You have to tie him first, like a porchetta.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And then it's like, well, I'm not paying you. Your pay is coming to me to pay for this for God knows how many weeks. calling the nom de travail. I'm this, I'm that. You know, my partner almost came and almost smashed the chair over his head. That's, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Because that's a stupidity. There's I have 10 tables in the back. He could have chose any 10 tables. He had to put it on the stove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
how long was he there for?
You need to be focused and in it. Whether you're a dishwasher, whether you're a cook or whatever, you need to be in 100%.
It's common sense. There's some things that doesn't require a diploma. It's common sense.
Common sense, but that's people don't even have that today.
Yeah.
They have because of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Everything is here.
Yeah.
Problem. That's the easy way out.
You should have Googled it. Fuck.
Okay, I'm cleaning the table. Where do I put the appliance? So how much equipment did the guy? Everything burnt. Vitamix.
Everything.
Jeez.
There was a fire.
That's crazy.
Even how long did it take him to realize something's fucking burning?
Until he smelled the smoke. Imagine. Until he smelled the smoke. Not even the fact that he heard. You know when plastic is like breaking and popping? Yeah. He's right there. He's looking the opposite direction. He's right there. All he has to do is like this. Say, what is that noise?
Oh.
Not even that.
There must be something in the oven.
Oh, they're doing porchetta burnt with plastic. That's pretty good.
Unbelievable, man.
And yeah, keep up the hard work, man. And
if it doesn't
aguri on everything. Congratulations.
Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
And I want you just to shed light. Last point here on, the reason I started this podcast. I was telling Frank, first episode. I want to shed light on our local businesses, our local markets.
Yes,
it's the backbone of our city. Without these restaurants, without these stores, we wouldn't have the city that we have today, the culture. So I just want you to shed light on the importance of supporting these guys, yourself as well.
Sorry, what was the question? What else?
He's gone. We lost him. We lost him.
I'm thinking about the thermal mix now.
He's freaking out. So I was saying, in these crazy times, I want you to shed light on the importance of supporting local markets, local stores, restaurants.
Yeah, for sure. It's very important because the big chains, they probably have backup. We don't, me included. We're a very small company. So if you're planning to eat out, choose us for now. You know what I mean? So that even the more of us stay alive, the better the city is. If all these little places close and it's just the big chains open, it's very boring. It's a boring city. Same thing with for fruits and vegetables on my end. I use a very small company that started not too long ago. There are two guys. I'm trying to do the best possible just so that in these hard times, if we stick together, when it's going well, they'll come. Everyone will come if we all help each other.
Yeah, exactly. This cap actually is from Franco's younger brother. Sammy started Stronger Together, and it's so true. If we stick together, if we do everything together, I think we could get through this shit. And
it's so much easier to work like that. That's I'll speak for Little Italy. I have most of the merchants here. We're all friends. All the owners of the restaurants. And how many times it happens, I'm missing vinegar, or I'm missing an onion, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. You have no problem. I'm missing a piece of equipment. We all help each other out. Yeah. That day was hard to find. But we all help each other, and then that's important. Yeah. It makes our life a bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new restaurant, man. I wish you all the best. Too.
Keep us posted.
Yeah,
we'll definitely. We'll do an episode there.
Social media. Yeah, we will.
Awesome.
We'll do a service where we'll put the camera and we'll see what really goes on. So that whoever's thinking about
maybe I'll put my apron on again, and maybe we could tag team it again.
That'd be nice, no?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Come and do a couple of shifts here first, so they get the rust out.
Don't forget your wife beater and the
and the sandal
and the flip flops. It's part of the dress code.
Hey, poor kid, that guy. My God.
Awesome, man. Thank you again, Anya, man. We'll talk soon. Okay,
all right.
Thank you,
Anya. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Buddy.
Stay safe.
All the best, man.
You too. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button right here to stay up to date with the Knifed Up podcast. Thanks for your support. Until next time. See ya.